Now it's time to talk about the drill for grooving face rotation. The challenge with grooving face rotation is it's often difficult to feel the movement of the toe of the club as it passes the heel. And until you have an accurate sense of feel for when the toe of the club rotates past the heel in your swing, you're always going to struggle with directional control, you're going to struggle a little bit with distance control, and you're definitely going to struggle with consistency too. So the first piece of the puzzle with getting better face rotation timing is you have to be able to feel it. So we're going to use a drill called the split grip. So normally we have both hands very close to each other on the club, and when the toe of the club passes the heel, it can be tough to feel when you do that. The split grip, you're going to put your hand down the club. Now, how far down the club can vary just a little bit. If you're struggling with feel, you may want to go way down, because when you go way down the club, your hand is much closer to the toe of the club, so you can feel it better, but it also affects the rest of your body, because when you rotate the toe, it actually unhinges your right wrist, it unhinges your elbow, and your forearm rolls over, and you can feel the movement in your left hand when the hands are very far apart. When the hands are close together, it can be very difficult to feel all those little pieces. Now, do you want to go out on the golf course and start thinking about your right wrist hinge and your right elbow hinge and the toe of the club turning over? Absolutely not. But if you want to start our see, feel, train, trust progression, the feel portion for learning how to rotate the face at the right time, way easier when you do a split grip. Now, I would start the split grip again with a fairly short club and definitely no ball, just making waist-high swings, just feeling the connection between your right hand and the toe of the club. And remember, the goal is we want the toe of the club to pass the heel just after impact. So if you're starting to feel the toe turning too soon, then you maybe need to go down the club a little bit and get a feel for how are you going to move to get that toe to turn over a little later. If you can't feel it at all, you may need to go way down. Now, eventually, after you've done a few of these, I would highly recommend hitting some balls with the split grip. This is a great one to do with the driver because the ball's up on a tee. You don't have to worry about the contact at all, but it really super increases your sense of feel for when the club face turns over. And this is one of the big awarenesses. When you talk with touring professionals, and they've done studies on touring professionals, they have a very keen sense for when that toe turns over. It's one of the ways that they can use to shape different shots. So if the toe turns over a little later, it's going to shape to the right. The toe turns over a little earlier, it's going to shape to the left. For us right now, to groove late is great and full means far. We just want to move up and down the club and do some swings, starting to feel the toe movement and connect that to your right hand. And if you can also relate it to your right wrist and your right elbow, that is really powerful stuff. Correct timing of club face rotation is one of the most powerful tools you have for hitting sweet spot shots and hitting more targets when you play golf. Getting a correct feel for the timing of that face rotation is super important. It may be the most important thing. If I was given a choice and I could only teach one thing to every person who came to see me, it would probably be correct timing for club face rotation. Once you groove that, your contact is going to get better, your consistency is going to get better, your directional control will get better. Basically, your ability to hit targets is very heavily reliant on you being able to feel the timing of the toe of the club turning over in the swing. Use that split grip drill. Use it with every club in the bag. Hit balls. But in the beginning, practice by just swinging the club and getting a feel for it. It will pay huge dividends in your golf game.